Hey, back again, Grappling Dads. Paul and Kip here. Today we're going to talk about why jiu-jitsu was not in fact meant for small people.
Yeah, I saw this video. I didn't watch it though.
You did not watch it?
No, I saw it like a week ago and I was like, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, it did. It sounded really dumb. And I went through it and I seen the video. I'm like, all right, I got to know. It clickbaited me into it.
Yeah, it almost got me, but
it got me.
I was probably in the middle of something.
So I think it was one of those, you text, you're like, hey, what are we going to do the show? And I'm like, that's a valid question. I should probably look into this. So I got on BJJ everything because that's like the new go-to platform for all things questioning about jiu-jitsu.
Well, people pop up questions on there like every day.
They're great questions too, so I love it. It's been working out great. So I seen somebody post this video of what was it? Why or BJJ wasn't designed for small people. I'm like, so of course the first thing I do is go to the comments and people are.
It's called BJJ sucks for small people.
Sucks for so I can't. Long. I'm an average person, right?
Yes.
And if I'm rolling with somebody that is significantly bigger than me, it sucks for me. So if you're somebody like Austin size or Little Robert, you know, you're a very small human. Like I can only imagine it's just extrapolated. Like it's so much worse.
I would think.
So it's one of those. He's not wrong, but the comment section was like they were furious at this man's statement. So I'm like, all right, I gotta watch the video now.
I didn't. How am I gonna watch the video? How would you like me to watch the video, there, producer Austin?
You can't watch it.
How would I like you to watch it now?
Should I watch it before?
Perhaps.
Yeah, you probably should have watched it before. We'll get through it. It'll be fun.
We'll bring up the points, and then you'll react to them, and then we'll have a show.
Sounds good to me.
Podcast 101.
All right, let's get the...
I only have 1 day off a week, man. Back off. This sucks right now.
And now we're doing this early because of you.
Yeah, no.
Is it a Valentine's Day thing?
It's because of my wife, yes.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Yes, it's Valentine's
Day. Cheers.
I knew it.
My wife made me plans.
She Snapchatted me, wake up. And I was like, wake up?
Yeah, I don't know what her problem is. She's crazy.
You have Snapchat?
Yeah, who doesn't?
He snaps a lot to my wife, actually.
Do you have Snapchat?
You made that sound way worse.
Yeah, no, I did, right?
than it actually is.
My wife talks to everybody.
I really,
right.
Because I understood Snapchat is...
For children?
No, for sexting.
It used to be.
It used to be because everything disappears on it, but not so much anymore.
I thought that was the only reason it was a thing.
No, not anymore.
Oh.
The kids went back into it, and then I'm sure it's still part of it, but...
Fun fact, now the sexting, TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok has been invaded by sexting.
Yeah.
Is it like part of the DMs or something? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the DMs have gotten ridiculous.
Wouldn't the Snapchat make more sense because they disappear?
Quote unquote disappear. They don't.
I guess
really
you could probably.
They really don't. Yeah, you can. Well, you can have a setting that doesn't disappear any damn way. So.
That's also true.
So I think our generation, like, still cares mostly about we don't want our pictures out there, but I think the newer generation, they don't care.
They will though. That's the fun part, because they fucking will. Because we are going to be running the companies that they want to work for a long time, and we're going to be like,
well, just Google this person.
Yeah, exactly. We Googled the guy that we interviewed for a driver. He's just a simple driver for my company. We freaking Googled him.
Is he okay?
He's boring as fuck, so he's perfect.
You're hired. We found nothing.
You do nothing but hang out with your kids. Perfect.
He doesn't have social media. You're hired.
Oh, he had Facebook.
Yeah.
But it was private, but you could still see pictures of his kids. It was good.
Normal guy.
Yeah, normal dude. Perfect.
Unlike us.
Yeah.
He worked for Bell's, though. I was like, do you have connection to beer? No? Okay.
Huh.
Don't need you, though.
You know who we have a connection to?
Who's that?
Top Mount Apparel.
Oh, Top Mount Apparel, topmountapparel.com. That's where you go if you would like some of the Grappling Dads gear. Paul is wearing one.
Segway.
This guy is wearing the cauliflower ear shirt.
I went through my closet and I was like, I got to find Top Mount something. Boom, we're good.
Yeah, I went to try to find some, and it's laundry day, so
laundry day is
I'm wearing this. I'm the ninja of the show. Actually, ninja. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, definitely check out Top Mount Apparel. We love them. They've been a sponsor of the show for as long as I can remember. They have great stuff, great ideas, very creative, and support the BJJ community every day. They're wonderful. They support us. You should support them. GD10 at checkout will save yourself a few dollars. And check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
To the Top Podcast.
To the Top Podcast is definitely a podcast they do. It's actually doing really well. Their sound's good. They're doing really well. So definitely check it out. It's not nearly as fun as ours, but it's there.
We just went on a diatribe about Snapchat to intro the show.
Yeah. Impressive.
Yeah, people.
We
that's
made
why,
that shit entertaining.
That's why people listen to the Grappling Dad, so
Yeah.
they can hear our rants about everyday stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not
Also,
jiu-jitsu related.
Top Mount does sponsor a UFC fighter.
Yes.
She was supposed to fight last night.
She did not.
She did not.
Oh, what happened?
I was sad. The other girl got sick.
Yeah, like the day of, got
Oh,
sick.
that
Yeah, she was ready to
sucks.
go. She had hit the weight cut, and then I think right as the weight cut came out, I think she made it.
She said she was going to the arena.
Yeah,
Like
Oh, that
to
poor
weigh in
girl.
or something like that.
That sucks.
it sucks.
So, and that's the other thing about fighters. Like, you don't get paid unless you fight. As
Yeah.
far as I
Really?
know.
Yeah, you
So it's
don't,
like, you did all that.
We could ask them
training.
all.
Yeah, right.
but we won't. We'll forget.
Yeah.
But I don't think they get paid. They probably get paid to be over there,
All right.
and that's about it. You know, because you got to fight to get. Yeah, that sucks. That's stupid.
Yeah, I feel bad.
So hopefully she gets back in.
She's
the
a badass, man. Her first fight, she went after it.
She dominated her. As far
Fuck
as I
yeah, she
remember.
dominated the
Yeah.
crap out of her. It was sweet.
The Maverick.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Maverick. Yes.
Okay, you
Yeah, look
give
at
me
her.
a weird look.
No, I just look weird. That's my face. There's nothing
That's
I
his
can do about
natural
it.
expression.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry.
Fair enough.
Let's do a video. You sure?
My wife doesn't want to come on
Yeah.
the show because of that thing right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it is because of me. Essentially.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
basically.
What you've done to the show. She'll come on, but she's not real happy about it.
She'll live.
Which is stupid. My wife's gorgeous. Like, way prettier than this.
gonna
You're setting
say-
the bar low.
Any
Yeah.
females we bring on the show are going to drastically improve the looks of the show.
Yes,
Or we can get
clearly.
Justin on. That would
Oh my god.
Well, he would just.
Dude, how many- oh,
We
man.
could just have him sit here and just smile.
we'd get so many more viewers if we had Justin on.
Yeah,
Like,
not
just
say
sit in the
anything.
middle of us.
You don't have to say shit.
Yeah,
you can just sit here.
Yeah,
Smile.
just look longingly into the camera, like, like that. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Instead of a painting of the logo, I should have got a painting of Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, new studio coming up. You should talk about that.
Should we?
No, let's not.
I guess. Wow. Way
But
to
we
go.
have a- but we have a
Good
team-
lead in.
This
But-
is like the freaking skateboard. Can you not keep secrets?
He
I
can't.
didn't. You didn't tell. If you don't tell me, it's a secret. I don't know.
He is
It
terrible
wasn't
at
a
life.
secret. I thought it was
isn't
implied.
he? Yeah.
One day we were just going to
Just
be,
be like,
in a
hey,
new
look,
studio.
we're in a new
check
studio.
check this out.
And by studio, we mean my basement.
It's just moving from one basement to another.
But, however, the setup's better.
got
The
some-
light's pretty good down there, actually, I must say. And
Gotta add a light too, so it'll
yeah.
look even better. TV's down there. We
Yeah.
got a wooden table, wooden back paneling.
yeah,
My
that thing will look
girlfriend's
great.
dad
Our
did
our
amazing.
painting that's sitting over there on the floor, because we're just that good at this.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they should know by now. Like, if you listen to the show long enough, you know that we talk about stuff, and then 2-3 years later, it may or may not be.
The best thing
implemented.
is when people like Roy have to send a picture of something cool and immediately in the same text go, "This is a present. Shut up." Oh, okay.
Not, but now I know. I haven't
It's for you.
I haven't talked about
no
it.
one else. Everyone else would just assume. You assume the other way. Paul knows everyone needs to
Let's
know.
know what you're dealing with here. Come on.
Yeah, the one surprise I had was actually a surprise.
You killed it.
Yeah.
You killed the
Don't
surprise.
tell Paul shit.
No.
Got it.
Yeah, don't
don't.
tell Paul anything.
How do you get like gifts for your wife?
I shop the day before.
He does.
I'm not kidding.
He
I
literally
am a
does. He
Christmas
goes
Eve
out
shopper.
the night before any event. I've
For-
witnessed it.
For Valentine's Day, we were already out, so I drove to the store with her and then bought a four at the store.
Because he'll just tell her. He'll be like, "Guess what I got you."
I'm a child. Okay, I can't help it. I
He's
can't.
got kids. You're a father.
Yeah.
They're actually more mature than I am. True
That's
story.
probably true.
That's
Especially
true.
my oldest. Like,
Yeah.
she looks at me like I'm absolutely stupid, and she's right. She's
Yeah.
definitely right.
They seem way more responsible than you.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
they
you were
are.
telling me before, they already want to get jobs, kind of.
Oh yeah. They already asked what can we do for extra money and stuff like that. So
Oh, my kids asked that though.
yeah. Well, we had our conversation on investing today, so that was fun.
I don't want to be your kid ever. Ever.
You will when they're
You
rich.
will when they're 30.
Nah.
Invest in Amazon when it was like $600.
Oh,
Boom,
yeah.
now it's like 3,000.
No.
That's where to do it.
Yeah, don't care. Let's move on.
Oh my god, we should always
Yeah,
just
if
talk
Kip doesn't like it, we
stocks.
just got to
Yeah.
go over it.
I just don't care.
Wall
I-
Street bets. Let's get in it.
I'm over Wall Street bets.
Yeah,
Those
everybody is.
freaking morons.
It's kind of like micro adjustments. That was fun
It
for
was
a week.
it was fun for a second,
Yeah.
and then now it's like, oh, you don't know how to clean up the mess you made. fuck.
Yeah.
Because taking money away from the hedge funds people, I will talk about it for a second. It's fun.
We got it.
That is fun. The idea behind it, taking money away from assholes that basically crush our fucking small economy. Yeah, I get that. But then after the fact where you're like, ha, what are you doing next? Ha, no, we just fucked that up. We don't know. Not the
They
best.
had no long-term plan.
They had no long-term plan to make this work.
And if you read Wall Street Bets, you know that's kind of their mantra.
Yeah.
They're just fucking crazy and stupid.
They're just fucking pirates. And yeah,
That
screw
worked good for a minute though.
Yeah,
It was
fun.
entertaining. It was
I
entertaining if
enjoyed it.
nothing else.
But like anything, you know, it's good for about a week and then it just.
And so many of the people couldn't get out of it.
Right.
That was the real sad part.
couldn't
Is
drop it.
they couldn't take advantage of it.
The saddest thing I read was, "Hey, I bought in it with 310. You guys coming back for me, right?" It's like 80.
Yeah.
Like nobody's
No,
coming
sir.
back.
No, sir. And there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, from what I understand, most of the people that actually made the money are still the stock market people that
Yep.
were doing it anyways. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a small guy. No, the small guys didn't know what to do when it happened. They got stopped trading because the people that knew what to do.
yeah.
I was like, oh man, the small people got beat again.
Yeah, per usual. You know who
Yep.
else gets beat all the time, small people wise? Small people in jiu-jitsu.
Hey, let's
That's
talk
true.
about that.
Let's talk about that.
God, I'm killing it on
You-
these segues.
You are really
You are.
segueing, though.
I like it.
Fucking
I like
Just
it.
the hell out of this show.
What would he do without Austin? Probably talk about.
I don't know.
stock
We would
markets.
have like 4 less listeners, I think. He's really has been impactful.
Hey, YouTube, we're at 407. We're
Hey.
slowly ticking up.
Hey.
We're slowly ticking up.
And that's with like no cool content. On
no,
it.
no,
Like,
just
you know,
video
it's
clips.
just the show and video clips.
The fight breakdowns were cool.
Yeah, the only problem with them is we're just going to keep getting flagged. That's why I haven't pushed, by the way, everyone. That's why I haven't pushed to keep doing them is what Austin probably spent an extra hour of his life just trying to keep one video up. It's like, it's not worth it.
Fucking YouTube.
Fucking
what
YouTube.
are you gonna do?
I found it on YouTube. How are you coming at me and telling me I can't have it up when I watched it on your
Yeah,
site?
that was ridiculous.
So that's why yeah. But I think we should definitely do some more videos. I like videos.
So this guy on BJJ,
Like this guy here.
EE, not BJJ, BJJ everything.
Yes.
So he's talking about small people in jiu-jitsu, and it sucks for them, correct?
Yes. Well,
Well,
that's implied by the
yeah.
title.
So he had he had a bunch of people that only read the title and just jumped down his throat. And yeah, on face value, I think that
It got
was-
me to move
yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever. I don't care. That's stupid.
So he was his point was it wasn't designed for any one particular body type. It was designed for people that didn't know jiu-jitsu, whatever your body type is. So if you're a small person and you join jiu-jitsu, all things being equal, it sucks if you're small. Like
Yeah.
if you and I know the same amount of stuff, it's fun because we're about the same
Same
weight, and same
size,
size.
yeah.
Yeah, it just works out. If I roll with Austin, I got 30 pounds on Austin. So
same here.
for me,
Yeah.
it's if we all know the same thing, it's an easier roll for me. It's going to suck more for him because of the weight and pressure. If I roll with Chad, it's like, well, now I'm down 40 pounds. So now it's it's going to
Yeah.
suck more
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. So his point was, all things being equal, it sucks being the smaller guy if the other person knows jiu-jitsu. It was designed for people that don't know jiu-jitsu.
Don't know jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, it's because the people have for years have said it's for the smaller people, which yes, it does help to level the playing field against someone that doesn't know how to do it, and that's mainly what it was aimed for.
Right.
And it just happens that Helio was not a huge person,
Right.
so
it is designed so that a small person can defeat a big person that doesn't know jiu-jitsu.
yeah. Also, real quick, look at the rest of the Gracies now; they're freaking humongous.
Yeah, they got that big.
If you
meat now.
didn't know,
Yeah.
Huron, Croyler, they are huge people,
Yeah.
like big dudes.
Standing next to Croyler makes me feel like I'm his 11-year-old
Yeah,
son.
because you're like, oh, you're a Gracie. Helio was small. Oh, you're a fucking gorilla. Sweet. He's a big dude.
Right.
And so is Huron. His cousins are humongous people. Yeah, like Kron's not a big dude, but
I mean, he's probably our size though,
yes, exactly. He's not a big dude.
except for
No, he isn't. He's
put
like
together better.
He's
I
like
was gonna
one.
say, what
No,
weight
yeah, I
class?
guess so. He's like
What does he fight at?
145.
Look that up. Look up.
Is he 155 or 145?
145, I think.
Well, he might fight at 145, but
but
what's
he probably
walk
walks around at 155, 160. I don't know about
Usually
those.
they cut about 20 pounds, don't they?
Not in the
lightweight?
smaller weight classes.
Depends, yeah.
Smaller weight classes are a little tight, I think. I don't fucking know.
145.
Yeah, okay. I was right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So he probably walks around right around in between me and Austin.
Yep.
Huh, interesting. Still
Still average.
Average, if not a little bigger.
Definitely not small.
No.
Yeah,
He'll
but
kick-
his knowledge.
Good Lord,
Yeah.
he's fun to watch, man. He
Yeah.
does some weird shit in the octagon. Where the hell has he been injured, I'm guessing?
I believe he was injured, or
I think he was
got in
injured.
trouble.
Oh, he could have gotten in trouble.
Am
I
I
know.
confusing that with someone else?
I don't know.
Don't
He's got a
spread
fucking
lies.
mouth on him, so
Didn't
I know
Ryan Hall
that.
get a fight that now he doesn't get to fight now?
He
'Cause
got hurt.
Ryan got
he
hurt.
had to back out. Yeah, Ryan
That-
Hall had to back out.
I'm so
He
bummed.
finally got a fight, and then he has to back out.
I'm so bummed about that.
He's so much fun to watch. He looks like he's half asleep through his whole life, yet can tie you up in a knot. Doesn't matter how big you are. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he looks like
There's a
he's-
small dude
yeah.
that can jack you up because he is not built. He's
No.
he's fit.
They
He
base,
doesn't look ripped.
they base memes on him, showing him next to this like big jacked bodybuilder powerlifter type
Yep.
dude, and you're like, yeah, the guy on the left,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Hall. You're telling somebody that he's gonna win in a fight against him. It's like people don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah, he's gonna walk out
Yeah.
on crutches.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. The other guy's never walking again. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's awesome. But so what was this video like? What like,
So it was
in
basically
essence? Because I didn't watch it.
In essence, it was just about semantics. You know what I mean? It was like really poorly done semantics with the clickbait title. He had good points.
We've never done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what are you talking about?
so-
That's not something.
So where I disagree is I think jiu-jitsu was made for smaller people, but to his point, it's made for smaller people to defeat bigger, stronger opponents that don't know jiu-jitsu. If
Okay.
that makes sense. So in jiu-jitsu wise, his point was you have to get a lot better as a small person to end up winning
yeah.
against or doing well against bigger people that know jiu-jitsu.
Well, have you seen that viral video that's Eddie Bravo? Have you ever seen that one where there's like a loudmouth dude that
That was fake.
No, I know.
Oh,
No, obviously it doesn't even look good. But I'm just saying the idea behind it is, this big tough guy could choke out somebody. It's like, well, clearly this is fake because Eddie Bravo just laid there.
yeah.
But that's the idea, right? Is that guy should be able to just maul Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to. He has a lot more knowledge. But for the most part, it sucks when somebody's fucking huge, knows jiu-jitsu, and you have to do something against it. It sucks.
He did say like if you're a giant, if you're like 6'2", 230, and you're a two-stripe white belt, like you can handle yourself. Like in any fight against a majority of the population, you're good. But if you're 120 pounds, he used female as an example, which I thought was a little misogynistic, but his point stands. If you're 120 pounds, like you need to be a brown belt to be able to take care of yourself.
Ooh, I think that's a little strong, though. I mean, depending on the size of the person.
That was his point. Like his point was like if you're a really tiny person and you're going up against that same two-stripe white belt in real life, like no, you gotta know a lot of shit.
Yeah.
To be able to handle yourself in real life situations. Where if you're big, you don't. You'd be fine.
You can get away with a lot of it. I see that.
Like
but
Frank probably
Yeah.
didn't have issues when he came to our gym.
No,
until
he
he
was
rolled
fine.
with like high level blues
Yep.
and high
Yeah.
level purples. Jesse, Chad, Justin.
Yep.
But like the white belts, he's like, oh, you can't do shit because you're.
I can just
still
throw you
like-
around now.
Yeah, you're always going to have a segment of the population that's very, very low, like at the extreme end of the bell curve of goodness.
Yeah.
Like
Wouldn't know, but yeah.
so
I've heard of it.
Anybody that that rolls with somebody like Tron, like he's average, maybe even smaller. Like he can do whatever he wants to anybody he wants.
Yeah.
Like you have that level of legitness. Like yeah, like he can beat up black belts that are huge because he's so top level elite that
Yeah, he's
that
just
exists.
a different creature. Yeah.
But if you're kind of looking at the middle end of the bell curve, you know what I mean? Like most people are hobbyists or they compete a little bit, and you're good. You can be a black belt. You can be good, but still, if you're older, you're frail, you're on the smaller side. Like we got a bunch of things going against us.
Yes.
And we're not even that old, but we're on the broken side. We're on the hobbyist side. So
Yeah.
for us, it's going to be we have to be a lot better, better in order to compete against like a young man that's 250 pounds, that's jacked, that's a two-stripe white belt, that knows stuff. Like he's been around long enough to be like, all right, I know what you're doing. I'm going to stop that at least.
Yeah, we'll be
yeah.
able to stop things, but overall, it's going to take way more effort than I
Yeah.
want to
Right.
expel.
So yeah, to this man's point, it sucks being a small person in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because you got to deal with that. So you have to be so much better. And I think we made a point a while ago, like when we see small people, typically women, like it's like they have to get better faster because they have to rely on technique.
Oh yeah,
Way
they're not
more-
gonna. Yeah, they can't rely on size, strength,
Right.
and
So yeah, if I just grab Austin's head and put him in a headlock and squeeze, like I can get him to tap. It's not jujitsu. It
No.
doesn't mean I'm better than him. It just
No.
means that
Yes, it does. You're better than me.
I am, but it doesn't mean that's not what that.
not that way.
Just
In
say
a
it,
totally
Paul.
different way.
Just say it, Paul.
Speaking of which, like if you're newer in jiu-jitsu and you get somebody in a headlock and you squeeze it trying to get them to tap,
You're not.
Don't.
No.
Just don't.
Just let it go.
yeah, don't do that.
Worked for Ben Askren.
I don't like Ben Askren.
So
I don't either, but it did
point
work.
taken.
Yeah,
It
just,
did work that one time.
Yeah, let's not. Let's try to work on actual jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was more of a wrestler anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you got people that like they put their chin in somebody's eye socket and pull the back of their head like a can opener, and then
Yeah.
try to tap them out. Like you can do it. Like it'll work.
But it's not
Street fight.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, good street fight move.
You're gonna run out of training partners pretty
Pretty
fast.
quick.
Well, the one-
People suck.
One example I think is Morgan. So Morgan always talks about how she would get beat up for years and years and years.
Smashed. Yeah.
And she just kept coming. And now she's a purple belt, and she might not be able to submit some of the bigger dudes like Lickety Split, but she's not being
She can
smashed by him
control.
anymore.
Yeah, she can control the situation really, really well.
She's interesting, and I mean this in a good way. When I was talking to her, she
Not in a bad way.
no. She, well, when I,
Hey Morgan, you're interesting.
she's interesting in the fact that she enjoys people that are going really, really hard.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Because she goes, that's what I'm going to find in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, at first I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy it, but as I went up through the ranks, I appreciated all the pressure that I got from everybody that they don't care that I'm a woman, they don't care that
Yeah.
I'm half their size and weight. So I had to learn to overcome that, and it's made me better. And I 100% appreciate that, and I like that attitude. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's great. On the flip side, not everybody feels that way.
Most people can't do that.
And so I'm all about, like, that's where I like having the conversation. Like, hey, if we're going to roll and I outweigh you by 100 pounds, like, how do you want me to roll? Like, it's simple. And how do you do that without being demeaning or condescending?
I don't know.
You know,
Seems hard.
It does.
I just ask, what are you working on?
That's actually
That's all I ever do.
less
Just what
demeaning
what you working on? Yeah, let's just do that. I'm
yeah,
good with it.
that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's all I ever do.
What else did he say about the small people? Anything pertinent?
The other thing was not, or how should I phrase this? No martial art was created for small people. I thought that was a pretty bold statement.
Whoa. I mean,
But it's semantics again. No martial
Yeah.
art was created for small people.
yeah, I know, but I hate people that do that.
Yeah, I mean, so I like Little Robert. He's a black belt. And
Yeah, he's a lifelong martial artist.
Right.
Yeah, different.
he could fuck me up.
Yeah,
Like point blank, he could mess me up if he wanted to, and he's smaller than me. So it's like, I get what he's saying. Technically, like Taekwondo, karate, that was not created for a small person. But at the same time,
Yeah.
there's a small person who proves it can work.
He
Yeah.
did say that he would rather be a small person in karate or boxing than grappling, because with grappling, like, you have gravity working against you. So he goes, it's harder being small in grappling than karate or, you know, whatever stand-up martial art there was. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean,
like I said, he had some valid points, but I think too much semantics, and I think he was just trying to get too clickbaity into it.
yeah, he was just trying to get people to like get annoyed with him and say something,
Like I said,
especially with that title.
I hated the title. I didn't agree with everything he said, because I do think it was created for small people to defeat bigger people, and then you can add the fact that it was created so that smaller people can defeat bigger people that didn't know the martial art, and I would agree with that caveat. And then within jiu-jitsu, like, if you get good enough and you're tiny, eventually it doesn't matter how big they are.
Oh,
but
yeah, it
you
does
just have
not.
have a long time to get there. So if you're a white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt is getting less, but you know, but by the time you get black belt, elite black belt, then it doesn't matter. You can be, you know, Hobson, and he's pretty tiny, and dude,
just
good luck.
doesn't matter.
Good
Have
luck
fun with
using
that.
weight and strength.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I think in the beginning, his point is pretty good. Like, it sucks when you're small to start. It sucks the
does.
first handful of years until you're good enough where it stops sucking.
I could see that.
Yep. And same thing. Not even when you're small, but when you're aged or aged,
Yeah,
or,
it all comes down
or
to the same
crippled,
thing.
yeah.
If you're starting, you're literally, if you're, like you said, crippled like we are, but old or been too small, overweight, Any of those,
genetically
any
not
things,
gifted.
Yeah, any of the things that you're starting a step behind everybody else. That's just what it is. You're starting a step behind, so you're gonna have to work harder to find those techniques that work within what you do because you're just a step behind on everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
So that's when safe training comes in. I think if you have a good school, a lot of that doesn't matter. Like, we're starting to do it. Crawler's been doing it. Like, they don't allow unlearned people to roll together. That's not safe.
No,
so
it's not.
If you
and
have
it's not productive. It's really anti-productive because it gives you the flawed sense of, hey, I did really good against this guy. He didn't know anything anyways.
Yeah, because
so you're more athletic than him. Great. Him or her.
Yeah,
Great.
In
Woohoo! That's not
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu.
In the early stages of jiu-jitsu, rolling is pretty much
Yeah.
doing more harm than good.
I didn't like it. I hated it. I was like, this is stupid. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is stopping you from kicking me over. Like, F off. I hated it.
Rolling with like
also sucked at it. So
rolling with first day white belts is always tough because they don't know anything about anything. So then you're like, it's not productive. You say, hey, try to fight. Try to beat me.
They're not learning anything.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not extending their learning for the class.
Yep. Yeah. So I think there should be definitely a base knowledge before you're allowed to roll.
I agree.
Maybe.
I just don't see the point. But so many people are there to have fun with jiu-jitsu, which I get too.
And
like, you just want to have fun, get out there and do it. I get it.
To be fair, then you got the wrestlers and you got the people that kind of grow up, with, fighting siblings or whatever.
Yeah.
So they can kind of roll. But others just simply, I've had it both ways. I've had people that I'm like, oh, you have a good fight IQ. You're not doing anything right, but your fight IQ is high. Then
or your
people,
balance is good. Like, hey, I don't just throw you over just because you naturally have a good balance.
And then you got people like, no, let's not bother. Let's start without.
I call them
rolling.
kung fu hands. It's the where do I put? Where do I put? They evidently hit you in the face. I got hit in the face again last week. Got punched square in the face twice in one class. Again.
Nice.
Dakota punched me square in the face.
Was she rolling with you? Or was it, oh, okay.
I was dying because I'm having some issues where I can't eat much at all. Like, it's weird. But I still wanted to go to class. It was pretty dumb.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, I ate nothing and nearly died while doing the warm-up. Like, guard passing, I literally was like... started sweating. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm not sick or anything, but it was literally it's a medication I started. I couldn't eat. And so I was doing it real slow, and for some reason she went real fast and punched me square in the face. I'm like, oh. I had a mark on my nose and everything.
I've had that plenty. Telling somebody to calm down and breathe, it sounds like the go-to thing to say, but people to actually do that, it seems real hard.
Yeah, well, Dakota was just trying weird stuff, and because that's what Dakota does. So, if you haven't watched, no, you haven't been with her.
No.
Yeah, she said I tried to defend with my face. I'm like, my face was there. It happens. Whatever.
Roy asked if you're actually better than me now, Paul, since you haven't been training much this year. And that's not true, Roy. He has been training. He's got mats. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like that way.
Twice a week, every week, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, Roy. He's still better than me.
We can find out the day that I have to do no-gi. As soon as you talk all your friends and family into subscribing.
Yeah, we're a ways off. We're still pretty good.
My mom's going to make 600 accounts just so I can make this
Way to go, Mom.
Right. Yeah, just, I don't know, do some fishing or spamming or something like that. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever.
That sounds like a great way to
we could do that eventually. We could throw on some
spam
gis
people?
No, not spam people. Just I'll throw on a gi and roll with you until we
did that. We saw.
We not on video.
I was the rest round for purple belts.
Oh yeah, that was just fake stuff though. That was, I mean, it wasn't because that's how you go.
That's how.
But
yeah, a little bit.
Caveat to this guy's video. So he's talking about jiu-jitsu and just jiu-jitsu. Did anyone watch the fights last night?
No.
I watched the prelims and the highlights this morning.
Did you see Hernandez versus
I did.
Vieira? I believe that's his
Yeah.
last name. So Vieira is a 7-time champ and
World champion.
Black belt.
Jiu-jitsu.
Savage. He's a great
Savage.
and he's bigger than his weight. After the
Oh,
cut,
dude.
he built
His
it back
cut,
up.
he built up. He made the other guy look small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy looks small. However, he's only a purple belt, only, quote unquote. And he submitted this guy.
With arm and guillotine.
Yep.
That's what teaches you that punching really changes jiu-jitsu because he got so Vieira went hard in the first round trying to go for a submission, but was getting hit in the face a lot. And so by the second round, like when he couldn't even get up to get to the second round, like it cut to commercial, and he's just on his knees still, like not getting up because he was not beaten up. He was just so tired.
Really?
He was so tired.
Exhausted.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
And the guy got him with a guillotine. Joe Rogan was flipping out. That was his first question. How's it feel to choke out somebody like that?
So I guess that's the question. For small people, is there an equalizer? So, like, let's say I'm facing a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. However, we can stand up and we can throw punches and kicks. Is there an equalizer in that for the smaller guy? Like
Yeah,
Robert?
if he's a better striker. And clearly, Hernandez, I think it was Hernandez, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
Hernandez.
he was clearly a better striker than Vieira. Vieira was not a striker. And he's not known to be, but he's got big hands. Like, if he catches you, you will take a nap.
Right.
But he's not. The other guy was just quicker, got inside of him, and wasn't scared to like go inside and get taken down. Like Hernandez took an interesting way to do it, like because he went to the ground a few times and he got up.
Nice.
It's scary.
Yeah, the punches, that changes things.
It changes a lot.
When I first started jiu-jitsu, we did almost everything with striking. Like we loved it. We loved the whole ground and pound aspect of it. So for years, that's what we did. So now when we put the gloves on at the gym, it seems even easier. Like, because people just, if that's not what you do, if that's not your wheelhouse, if that's not part of your training, and you start getting swung at, you forget a lot of stuff.
Oh, real quick. Yeah.
So if your training partners are controlled and they're respectful, I think that can be a very fun. It is a lot of fun. Like when I did that with little Robert. Like we don't need gloves. We can just smack each other in the mouth, but we have enough control because we've been swinging at people. Because I was in karate and stuff, and he's been in karate for it was a lifelong thing. So we have that ability to pull your punches without hurting the other person, and it's so enjoyable. It changes the aspect of the game, and it's still relatively jiu-jitsu-y, right? But you get people that aren't used to it, don't do it, then it becomes an actual fight.
Oh yeah,
because
real quick.
It'll start ramping up. Like, oh, you hit me this hard.
One guy
I
hit
think,
too hard, and then the next guy's got to hit him harder, or at least as hard. Yeah,
they become like Michael Jordan, and I took offense to that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think it can and should be an important part of training, done correctly. Like if
it's got to
you're-
be done in a controlled, and everybody's got to understand you're not using the strikes to win. You're using the strikes to sharpen your skills if someone does punch you.
But it's also like telling a white belt to calm down and breathe, and then watching him do it. Like, you're not doing what I just said. Adding strikes just exasperates that problem.
Oh, it's gonna be worse.
So you have to have, I think, a base level knowledge of calming down to roll. Like, you have to be good. You have to be good enough not to be a spaz.
It can't be
to
something you
start.
do in your first couple months of jiu-jitsu for sure.
You can't start that in your first.
Or all
couple
you're
months,
going to do is just punch people.
Yeah,
it's going to be your goal.
And then you have
I'm
to
good
have,
at jiu-jitsu. Why? I punched the crap out of the guy.
right?
Huh?
And you have to have a coach that's on top of things. Like, you have to be. You can't.
Yeah,
do
you
your
gotta
own-
have
you have to
village-
watch everybody and be like, no,
For
no,
sure.
no, this is not what we're doing. And then watch and then correct and then show. Like, this is like when people learn jiu-jitsu online, like the big thing is you can't feel it. You can't. Same thing with this. Like, you have to have a coach like, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
You don't just explain it, because explaining something and feeling something is
Totally
different. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
that's one of those. Yeah, I think it's great for jiu-jitsu. I think people should do it, and it's got to be done really, really right.
Yeah, it's got to. Yeah, it's got.
And
really does.
To your point, it changes.
It definitely
things. So
changes things. It brings a belt level down to you if you're the striker, and you it's been like you said, it was proven last night in a big arena of people. His fighting got back, and way to go, Austin, with having your alerts on.
Of all the people to get caught, it was freaking me.
It ain't me.
I know. That's why I was like, wait a second. Mine's never on.
It's never me.
Oh, I did it to test the stream. Son of a bitch.
Got it.
And now
The whole time, Paul was on and he didn't get caught.
Look, man, I don't have a lot of friends. So.
two of them are right here, so it's really slim. The rest of
Anybody
them.
that's going to text me is in this
It
room.
was such a sad text, too. The Converse store at Tanger is gone.
What?
Yeah, what the French toast, man. I love
That was a good store.
I love the Converse store. They would always hook me up too. They'd be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we'll give you this one for 50% off."
Yeah,
Like,
they would hook
why?
up. They would hook up my kids too. Like, I went to get shoes, and they're like, there was no sales on, so I'm like, oh, it's kind of a bummer. That's all right. I'll just get these. And they're like, we'll give you. You got any other kids? I'm like, yes. They're like, maybe that's why they're closed.
They're They're just giving like backdoor
giving
deals
shit
that
away.
shouldn't
Got a
count.
bunch of people
everyone.
that just don't care. Like, I'll give you a deal.
Well, I will say there was never a line like there is at the rest of the places. But anyways, that's sad. Don't know why we're talking about it.
So
Because
to,
there was a
to your
text.
point, like,
Yeah.
I think some semblance of stand-up and striking should be included if you're doing it for self-defense.
Oh yeah, for
because
sure. If
people
you're a
say,
self-defense
Yeah.
defense school,
I think
you
one
should.
one of his points is what's the best martial art for self-defense? And of course, we would all say, well, jiu-jitsu, duh. And he disagrees with that, and I would disagree with him. I think jiu-jitsu is still the best form of self-defense.
Who?
The guy that wrote that.
No, I know. What did he say was the best martial art for self-defense?
I think his point was anything striking.
Krav Maga?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, I think, is probably
But
that's the only thing that beats
here's what
jiu-jitsu.
I'll say in retort to that is any of the striking ones. The problem with those is people don't give a shit if you're a technical striker, and when you're in a street fight, they'll just throw haymakers all fucking day. And if you're far enough away in your striking distance, guess what?
Yep.
You're getting knocked the fuck out. It's been seen. You'll see guys that can fight. If you're not an MMA fighter, if you're talking about actual martial arts, one of the martial arts that would be involved, but like you're just a karate guy. Yeah, guy bum rushes you. Guess what? Your martial art isn't designed to stop the guy from bum rushing you.
Well, then you're grappling, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you're an MMA guy, it makes sense because if they come at you, then you grapple.
Yep.
The whole thing. But no, overall, if I had to choose one for my 3 daughters, which I've obviously chosen, but it would be jiu-jitsu because they can. It's the one that you can. Where does it end up? Almost every fight ends up on the ground because we aren't fighters.
Yeah, that's
by
what my
nature.
idea was. I would say
can
that
hold their own on the ground. That's it.
I would say that if I was going to supplement, it would either be, hey, take an MMA class as part of jiu-jitsu, or Muay Thai because of clinching. Like
those two.
You can learn,
oh,
if you can learn how to clinch, even if you do get hit, it's not gonna knock you out. What you want to avoid at all costs in a fight is to be knocked out. Like, I don't care if you get like rabbit punched or elbowed and stuff like that. Like,
keep it close.
You can get beat up, you just don't get knocked out.
Yeah, because knocked out's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're hitting on the way down.
Yeah. Then they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. If you have somebody that just you see the fights online.
Oh yeah, dude.
They
Those
just keep punching them after they're out. I'm like, well, that's because their adrenaline's going. They aren't fighters, you know.
I think it's some people watch them just because they're sick people, but I think it's important to know what can happen out there so that you can at least protect yourself or mitigate that. Or
well, Joe Rogan had a whole thing a couple years ago about it. That he said getting knocked out's the worst because you don't know what's going to happen when your head hits the ground.
Yeah. Is it going to hit a curb or is it going to hit grass?
Because you just get knocked out 99% of the time. You're fine. It's what you hit on the way down that will kill you. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Because people are dying all over the place because they get knocked out. They're not catching themselves, and head smashes into a curb, into a cement, dead.
Yep.
No.
Don't like it. What else we got?
It's gross.
Well, on top of that, that's why supposedly Khabib went for that triangle on Gaethje instead of trying to like punch him out. Mm-hmm. It was a way of saving his head.
Yeah,
so to speak.
That's what I've heard.
And that's what Gaethje said too. He goes, "Well, I'd rather be, passed out for a few seconds, minutes, whatever,
than pummeled the
shit." It's like, yeah, I woke up from a nap. I mean, you have experience with that.
A few times, yeah.
Actually, we all. No, you've never gone out, have you?
Out, no.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that. That's fine.
That's our next video.
Yeah, great
Interesting
video.
content. Let's put out.
He doesn't wake back up. It's a bad idea.
Now hiring Grappling Dad's producer.
Need new producer.
Ours died.
What happened to your last producer? Don't ask.
We don't talk about it. Yeah.
That's a dark day. Dark days.
So glad I signed up for this.
We'll have a little flower with his picture in here.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Don't do that. It'll be fucking awful. So got some more questions from BJJ Everything. This one, Paul, you actually noticed and suggested you could talk about because of your fucked up knees. And I'm going to quote it here. Been doing BJJ for about 1.5 years, but I've got to ask people who have fucked up knees, like Paul, if they can help me with a compression wrap that's going to keep my knee from sliding up and down my gi pants.
So there's expensive ones like the Bauheiser, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
they're really nice, but they're like $100 and some per pad. I get Futuros from Amazon.
Yeah, I have one, and they're pretty nice. They hold up pretty well. It slides a little, but not bad.
They're all gonna slide. I like this because it's not Velcro. Because you got to wash them, and you wash Velcro, they go bad pretty quick.
Yep.
So these things they stick well enough. They're not gonna be perfect because nothing is. Mm-hmm.
And they're not super expensive, like you said.
Not,
That's I like those too, because I have one for my knee, also for a short period of time. Mine was actually like just an injury, not
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, you got me, and I bought one and super happy with it. I still use it. I've given my wife's had to wear it once or twice. Sadly, we're about the same size. That's weird. My wife is super small. It makes me feel bad about myself.
I think there's a related question on what supplements will help for joint pain.
That was the next one.
Is that a thing?
No.
I'm so weird about that. I'm like, I don't think that's a thing.
Nothing helps.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
I don't think so.
Next question.
So,
Nothing?
Well,
everybody
I've
says
tried
like fish oil
and vitamin D and animal flex and glucosamine.
You used to take the animal flex when we started the show.
Mm-hmm.
He had that little packet of shit that he took.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how good that worked.
Nothing.
Still can't go upstairs.
I've tried so many different ones. I've taken them for months and months on end because they're like, no, you got to take it in your system. You got to get it in your system. Nothing helps. If anything does help, it's probably you were either injured and getting better anyway.
Yeah.
Or it's placebo. Other than that, I'm not even saying it's bad for you. I'm sure what's in it is good. But if you have arthritis or if you have tendon tears or rips or something and you need surgery, nothing's going to help.
No. And that's my thing is I ask, because I was asking my doctor too, like I'm old, so I'm like, should I be taking some kind of supplement for just getting old, keeping myself? And most multivitamins have shit in them that your body won't even absorb, or they're at levels that your body can't absorb. It's like, that's so much you don't even need it. And it's weird to me because then I hear shit about that flex stuff. I'm like, well, I watched Paulie take everything, and he was just as fucked up as he was before.
I was desperate. Like,
yeah, why wouldn't
like
you be?
when my kids are grossed out by the sound my knees make.
Oh, dude, your knees make gross noises, man.
It's just it's awful. So it is what it is. You kind of either work through the pain, take stuff. If it's healthy, fine. Like it's probably not hurting you.
But
if it does,
I don't know if it's helping all that much.
If it does help, I don't notice it.
Yeah,
I've never noticed it from anything. So
what really is it doing at that point?
Maria suggested collagen.
I've taken
collagen?
Nothing.
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 Paul, osteobiflex.
Yep, tried that.
Austin's gonna say, and this is from a tennis thing because I had tennis elbow, and we were playing in Ohio. This guy said, "Have you tried turmeric?"
Yep, tried that.
I've heard that.
I tried turmeric too. Didn't feel like it did anything.
Yeah.
No.
I've tried them all separately. I've tried them all together.
You made a cocktail of all of them.
So if you go to GNC and you look at the joint stuff, I've taken everything.
Much of it.
I've taken liquid stuff and pill stuff and powder stuff. And
that's what makes me think it's just hooey. There's my old man word of the day.
It's just hooey.
It's just I'm trying to swear a little bit less.
I need a pipe.
Yeah.
There's no bet on this. You can say bullshit.
Yeah, it's just whenever you see an aisle that is just all joint shit, you're like, well, guess what? Most of this does not, or all of it does not.
It's kind of like the multi-level marketing schemes that are like, this cures cancer. It cures everything. Like as soon as it cures everything, it doesn't do anything. It's just
exactly. Yeah.
The only thing that I take that I notice any differences is creatine, and it's.
I was going to say THC.
Like say, have you tried steroids? We know you want to. You've said it enough on the show.
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
Can we have an illegal steroid sponsor? There's a new steroid type thing out there too. I forget what it's called. I meant to write it down and talk to you about.
Really?
It. Yeah, there's a new one out there. Pro athletes are getting into.
There's things you can take. I think like DHEA. You can take it. It helps your natural testosterone production, and I don't think you can take it if you're a professional athlete. I think that's
I've heard of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's things that scientifically probably do help. And a lot of the supplements I've taken probably scientifically do help, but I think there's levels to the game. You know what I mean? Like depending on how injured or how bad your arthritis or whatever is.
Yeah.
Just for me,
arthritis stuff. So I have arthritis in my neck. I had it before my surgery, and now I have it even worse. Or more noticeable, I guess, is probably more what it is. They're like, here, take this, take that. It does nothing. I'm like, I feel the same. It hurts all the time. Who cares anymore?
The only thing that works 100% of the time is whiskey. You drink enough of that, you don't feel anything.
Weed. I heard THC helps out. Give me some gummies.
This explains all my problems.
I don't do any of them.
You don't do anything.
Yeah, you don't drink. You don't do anything.
I'm fucked.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
So, playing off the knee brace here, neck thing. Do you do anything for your neck? Like, you got one of those little pump-up donuts? I have one of those.
I do. The portable tractions is what they call them. And it does. It feels nice, but it's very, very temporary. Very temporary. But it's really nice on those days where I'm just like, this sucks. Because I lay on my couch 90% of the time now.
Yeah,
I can't, like, sitting up like this is the extent of how long I can sit up after a day of work.
Yeah,
I just got to lay down, get pressure off my neck.
I can take things that help, like CBD rubs or stuff like that. It'll make it feel better for a time, but it doesn't like fix
CBD
the
rub
problem.
does absolutely nothing for me.
No?
I have that friend of mine that does massage, and she comes in and like swears by it, and she's used it every time. I'm like, I don't feel a dang bit of difference.
So that actually helps for a short time. Like if I put
because I just don't feel the difference, but I know a lot. It has to do something because her clients all swear like that's the thing to go. But
there's something you said for everybody's different too.
Yeah. So but for if you guys have neck issues, I was talking to we had a new guy that had even worse neck surgery. He had like three of his disc fused.
Ooh, nice.
And I told him, I'm like, just stretch. You may think it's okay. Like, you'll see me at class. I have to take a towel, which I always brought towels, but now I bring long towels with me. So I can just yank the shit out of my neck. I wrap it around my head and pull it every which direction, which I do every morning, too. Because if I don't, I'm effed. So
yeah.
But pills that they've given me, they're like, oh, this is great for arthritis. This is great. Nothing worked.
So I've getting... Yeah, they have, physical therapists on YouTube and stuff like that. Bulletproof your knees and all this. So I've tried all the knee exercise. I went to my doctor. I'm like, what do you recommend for this? I've tried all those. And you get just a litany of stuff. And every morning I do mobility and stuff. Like it's all predicated on my knees, my lower back, my shoulders to lube and loosen them up. And I'm scared not to do it because I'm afraid it'll get worse. But everything hurts all the time. And it's just kind of something that, if it is what it is, just live with it. And I do jiu-jitsu because it hurts whether or not I do it. So I wouldn't.
If I'd stopped doing jiu-jitsu, I found out I'm actually more sore because I'm just. Yeah. I have no mobility whatsoever. Exactly. So I was like, well, got to keep going to that.
Jiu-jitsu done right, I think, will do more help than harm.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu done wrong, you end up like me.
Yeah. If you can end up just being much like where I am now, not like I'm great at jiu-jitsu at all, but my attitude towards it is perfect for me because. I don't like because you'll have that incident that we need our new arms. That's the second time I've heard a crappy arm over the mic.
Studio, baby, it's coming.
Yeah, well, we had a surprise, not anymore. Yeah. Stupid Paul.
He already ruined it.
I know, stupid.
I thought you were yelling at me.
No, not you.
Fucking Paul.
No, we gotta be nice to you. You do too much stuff.
Till you pass me out. Pass me out. Till you make me pass out. Fucking start the story.
Man, I'm so glad you're not on film all the time.
I know.
Just so glad.
In the new studio, can we have a camera on you? Because I think that would be better.
Yes,
possibly.
Yes,
that'd be better.
Needs to happen.
Yeah, because talking to
he
a
has
headless
some.
ghost
But he
sucks.
also has. Yeah, I know. It's just like we're talking to no.
And somehow I was still recognized at our gym.
Yeah, somehow are like, are you Austin from the show?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I'm not on the show. How did you? Well, you do have a distinctive voice though,
and I am loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
And you are Ginger Jesus.
I literally sound like everybody.
No, you don't. You have a great. My kids even say that you have a great radio voice.
You do.
Really?
You should read news on like part-time basis.
He should not read anything.
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
Just read this news story. Are you sure?
You sure you want that? I mean, he sounds great, but there's going to be some made-up words in there.
How many takes do we get?
Something happened somewhere. This
was subsequently better than the last one.
What? That's a word? Still use that word. It's not a word.
What else we got?
Yeah, what were we talking
about? You were talking about something. I can't remember.
I was. I forgot.
We ruined it.
Just comment on the jiu-jitsu community here, right?
Yeah.
So I was at the gym, clanging and banging, trying to get that bench press up to 155 for 10 reps. I'm at 5. And then
five's better than 3.
5's better than
5's better than 3. I'm getting there. This kid comes up to me, and I'm wearing a Violent Gentleman jiu-jitsu shirt.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you train a Black Lion?" And I looked at my shirt. I'm like, I'm not wearing a Black Lion shirt.
How the hell did you know that?
It does say jiu-jitsu, but not Black Lion. And he goes, "Oh, I went there once and I saw you. I train over at Carlson now. You guys should come over and train anytime you want." So,
nice.
Holy fuck. Like, that doesn't happen in a lot of different sports, I feel like. It doesn't happen in football.
No, it's much more competitive, I think.
It used to not happen, I think. You'd be a creonte, or I don't know how to pronounce it.
Creonte.
Yeah, sure. But you're not allowed to train at other gyms.
Yeah, it's loyalty to the family.
Yeah, I think we have a really cool relationship with
Carlson.
Carlson
They're
Well,
just they're cool
Mike,
people.
Mike, the owner, you can't
Sweet
not
guy, yeah.
but like that
Yeah.
guy. His whole family's involved. His son is one of the best in the state. He's super. They're just good people.
Yep.
Really good people.
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, very cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, once I'm back in the gym, we ought to do some open mats and stuff. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, he invited me like yesterday.
Nice.
He goes, "Hey, we're having an open mat on Saturday.
You
Come
should
on
go.
over." I had shit to do.
Yeah. Well, you should go in general. You should
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
No.
Jason, Carlson Gracie, thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the love.
Yeah,
Don't
very
know
nice.
what belt or anything about him, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
he recognized me from like one time at Black Lion. I was
that's
like,
pretty freaking
That-
impressive,
that's a-
dude.
I wouldn't do
I don't
that.
remember
Yeah.
anybody.
Well, I'm also loud and obnoxious.
And
You're not nearly as loud and
anybody with
obnoxious
red
as
hair. I
me.
remember
That's
because
true.
you're so rare.
That's true. We have a couple bald guys.
Yeah, we do.
So
Somehow people recognize. Well, my voice is, I guess, distinctive.
yours is
It's so freaking
more
annoying.
than his. I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. You have a better voice than I do, but mine's more distinctive.
Yours is okay. Anyway,
What else we got?
sassy.
White belt here. Yes, you are. White belt here. I know it's expected that white belts are going to get smashed and whatnot, but just wondering what helps you guys stay relaxed while sparring. Maybe it's mild anxiety or something for me, but I find myself getting pretty worked up, and I end up putting myself in bad positions, or I don't quite see the full picture
That's
and see
actually
what I
what
could
I was
be in a
talking
good
about.
spot.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's what I was getting to, was where I'm at. And that's actually goes right into answering that question. It's a matter of just part of it's getting your ego out of the way. It really is, because you react to getting put into a bad position. The quicker you can just let them go and get into that bad position repeatedly over and over, you get more and more used to getting your frames in and being comfortable there. And that's where I'm at. I don't care what happens. I got freaking Dakota took my back and I was laughing. I'm like, this is awesome. It's gonna hurt in a second. But it's part of it. It's part of working and being a white belt is just start to get used to being smashed. It's fine. Because the more you let it happen, because all you're doing when you're not letting it happen, you're not using jiu-jitsu, you're guaranteed you're using your muscle to stop it or your athletic ability to stop it. Let it go. Go. Start to recognize, okay, he passed my guard. I can't get it back because I don't know how. Let me get smashed and figure out from there. And yeah, it's what I tell everybody when they ask me, they're like, what should I work on? Just being smashed. It's easy.
Yep. Tom was telling me what he does, because it's hard to that point. Like you can't not do it. Like you know better, but you can't do it. So what Tom started doing, it's worked phenomenal for him. He's like, before I take a shot with my arrow, I have like a mantra that I use. Like you do this, you pull this back so far, you breathe. You have this step, you have this process before you take the shot. It's a mantra. You tell yourself in your head. He goes, I do that now before I roll. So I have this thing I go through in my head that I'm not here to win. I'm here to learn. I'm going to relax. I'm going to do this. And it's kind of like just clearing the mechanism. Like, what's that? For the Love of the Game. If anybody ever watched that, this guy goes up before he throws the baseball, and everything's loud and obnoxious, going on, and he goes clear the mechanism, and he just kind of does this internal thing, shuts it off, and then he does what he does. So having some kind of quick internal mechanism, internal mantra, like here's what I'm doing and here's why. Otherwise it's easy to get caught up in the moment, and he's trying to choke me and I'm trying to stop it, and you're trying so hard to stop that choke, but there's a point where if it's too late, you're putting effort in. It's like throwing good money after bad, right? I already made my initial bet, and I'm like, then the flop happened, I'm like, oh, that didn't work out. Like, clearly I'm going to lose this hand now, but I already put in so much money, so I have to keep on putting in more, hoping that something's going to happen.
Don't get pot committed in jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what it is. You're pot committed. You've invested too much into trying to stay in a certain position or stop a certain choke. Like, if you're that pot committed, you need to work on realizing, okay, I need to let this go because this is taking more out of my game and out of myself than I'm getting back out of it. It's a good point.
So one example is if you're blocking somebody from passing your guard, they're passing your guard, you're blocking, all of a sudden they do a little hip switch or something, and they're behind, but you're still trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, you've already lost.
You have to move on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just let it go.
And that's people aren't willing to do that. They want to hold on to stuff that they've already lost, and that's where you're coming up with the spazzy, using all your strength.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I totally agree.
Should we do more? I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he had Cody Garbrandt on this morning. Not this morning.
But when you listen to it this morning.
And he said they always train from bad positions to start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I think that's great.
We don't do that enough at all. Ever.
So two things with that. So starting if people have an excuse to lose, they're more willing to lose.
To lose, yeah.
So if I start in a bad position, I'm expected to lose. So there's no expectations that I put on myself, or I think somebody else is putting on me, which they're not. Some people think that way.
Yeah, you think they are.
So if I'm like, all right, I'm going to start on bottom side control, and that's where we're going to start bad position. Now, if I lose, no big deal. Hey, you started in top side, man. You should have won anyway.
You're supposed to be me.
But it allows you to go, all right, I'm already here. I'm going to use the technique I know, or try to, and it helps with that mindset. Plus, you learn more, because if you start from your knees and you're both trying to get the dominant position, you spend a lot of the roll trying to get into a position. So you're not learning anything. You're not doing anything of value. So starting from a crap position helps.
I like it a
with
lot.
the ego, and it helps with the learning. So
I like it a lot.
Yeah, starting from bad positions, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, big fan.
I like how you both just stop, and I know that I need to start talking. Otherwise, we're gonna have a lot of dead air.
Just gonna sit here and wait.
I'm all over the place right now. Would you guys mind pointing me in the right direction? I am 6'7" and I have some difficulty moving my legs. Did we do this one last week?
No.
I think we did. Is there a really tall BJJ guy that I should get on YouTube and watch?
Oh shit.
I feel like we did this one last week.
We did not.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember.
So the idea is this guy's 6'7". He's a fucking behemoth, and he's like, I don't know how to train certain moves because I'm bigger than just about everyone.
Well, you're gonna have moves when you get to that size. You're gonna get to moves that just aren't gonna work for you.
Just learn triangle. That's all you need.
Good lord, you could triangle everyone.
Just one move, get good at it.
I think you could triangle two people at once.
It's fine. Yeah. One thing I try to tell people when they're white belt, I assume.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Just work on connecting your knee to your elbow to kind of escape stuff, and
your biggest issue is
just do what you can do.
Yeah, is not just using your length. It's going to be hard not to, because you're 6'7". You're a solid 7 inches taller than anybody normal size.
You're going to have things that you're going to be way better at than other people because of your size.
But you're also going to be... Yeah, go ahead.
Just the opposite.
Yep, you're going to have stuff you suck at because you're too long.
When I rolled with Andrew, like, he's so short and compact that he's had a real easy time getting his legs inside.
Yep.
And his knees. I'm like, oh crap, that was really easy to lose, but he didn't have a whole lot of room to.
Yeah,
to
then
do
you had
that.
nothing else
right.
to do. Yeah.
But if he tries to put me in a triangle, I'm going to have an easier time escaping that than some dude that's 6'7".
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you take the good with the bad. You work a.
They got to do triangles.
Yeah.
Have you rolled with Isaiah? I know you haven't been to the gym. Have you?
I've seen him. I haven't rolled with him. No.
So when he started, I could just take his. This goes back to smaller people who have a higher skill.
Yeah.
Than someone who's a little bit bigger and lankier. I had a higher skill than Isaiah at the time, and I mean I still do, but he's progressing so freaking fast.
Yeah.
Now when he gets down on the mat, he knows to take the pressure off. Boom, boom, boom. He caught me in 3 freaking triangles the last time I rolled with him. Like, you son of a bitch! You finally learned to use your long legs.
Or you suck.
Also true.
No, it happens though. It does.
We're gonna fix that.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix me sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least get in triangle. Like, you shouldn't get caught in 3 triangles in one round.
I haven't been caught in a triangle, and not like Brett. I just haven't.
I should say he didn't catch me 3 separate times. It was he caught me, I escaped. He caught me
Oh, so
he just kept getting it.
It's not getting caught if he doesn't finish it. It's just he could, he
sure
attempted 3 of them on you.
Yes.
Is that more of
but
what
he
it makes
did
sense?
get me on the last one. So I mean, kudos to him. He's good. He's getting good. He actually kickboxes too. So he's got that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was in a kickboxing match 2-3 months ago maybe.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Beat
Nice.
him. Yeah, we've got a lot of fighters in our gym.
Yes, we do. Well, it's going to happen when we have Jamal. People are going to start to come to train.
When does he fight again? Soon.
20th.
Yeah, March 20, right?
Jesus.
Yep. Coming up.
Hell yeah. Craziness.
I got nothing else.
Yeah,
Nothing
we're
else?
good.
Has it been long enough? I got one more thing. It was.
Do it. I mean, we got time. You can do it.
All right, cool.
We just about hit an hour.
All right. So.
Oh God, he's gonna read again.
This should be interesting.
The news of the day by Paul.
Yeah. Let's see. Got this.
It's well organized, well-oiled machine.
So
the
it
show.
kind of did. Hopefully we didn't cover this on the show because I'm reading it. So do you have any tips for a white belt on not getting hurt, or is this pretty normal? I used to be pretty athletic and don't get hurt often, but I've started my BJJ journey. So far, since starting in October, I've had a slight fractured finger, bruised elbow, still can't fully extend my arm 3 weeks later, bruised knee to the point of not being able to walk normal for a week. Combined, it's taken me out 3 weeks so far. I'd like to avoid this going forward if possible. And then one of the responses was, Fuck all that. I learned the best from failure. The only way I get that is from the belts higher than myself. Like, I didn't understand the thing.
What? No. All right. Here's
So some of the things was like, yeah, it's just part of it, bro.
It's not though. It is when you first start because you don't know better and you think you gotta fight. It's a fight because that's the only way you get that hurt is if you're fighting for freaking everything. It's hard not to.
It's normal in a lot of gyms, but it should not be.
No.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's par for the course. Shouldn't be, and it doesn't have to be. And there's gyms where it's not.
Yeah.
And there's people that don't do it. It's the people that we talked about earlier. When you need to win and or need to not lose, then you start going way too hard for your skill level, and then you don't have that body control, so you land funny.
Yeah, you don't have the knowledge to not put yourself in a really dumb position. So that's a big part of it. Is just calm down. Like it's fine to just lose.
Yep.
It's hard for people to really grasp that. But yeah, that's a good one because everybody's like, yeah, it's par for the course. I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be, stupids. Stop trying to freaking win. Stop trying to muscle things. Like if you catch yourself breathing so hard like I was on the ground, but not from effort, just from lack of food, but if like literally my stomach was touching my spine and coming back out because I was so tired, don't do that. Then you did something wrong. Like you're trying too hard. And I tell a lot of people that, and I know it comes off condescending. I don't mean it to be, but also my face kind of comes across condescending. So I literally tell them, just calm down. You're fine. Stop trying so hard. That's why I tell everybody, stop trying so hard. You're fine.
Yep.
Resting kip face.
Yeah, it's very condescending.
So one thing I wanted to read on the show, and it's from John Donaher. He posted it on Instagram. And
Did it come from his fanny pack?
It might have. The thing is, it's called Back Up, Buddy. So there are many ways to get hurt in combat sports, but one of the most unnecessary comes in situations where two athletes are sparring in a crowded room and crash into another couple of athletes sparring next to them. This kind of incident is usually dismissed as part of the game and laughed off. I never took this approach. In the heyday of the Blue Basement, when George St. Pierre was getting ready for a big MMA show or the squad was getting ready for ADCC, we would often have well over 100 people working out in class. In this type of situation, it is absolutely crucial that everyone in the room have a good sense of where they are on the mat relative to the people around them. Nothing is more frustrating than an athlete getting ready for a show and getting injured with a cut from an elbow or a joint injury from someone rolling into their arm or leg at an inopportune time. I have myself been knocked out cold twice from heel kicks to the back of the head while sparring next to athletes whose enthusiasm exceeded their sense of distancing. When you start getting close to other people, make a point.
This is so personal for Paul.
It so is. I read this. I'm like, yeah, you fucking tell them. Make a point of quickly and fluidly rolling away from them and start where you left off. Keep a sense of your surroundings. I teach this in terms of self-defense training. Just as tunnel vision can be a very dangerous thing in self-defense scenarios, so too it can be dangerous in a crowded training room. Train yourself to pay attention as you grapple in training, and it will help you pay attention to your surroundings if you have to defend yourself outside the dojo. There are more than enough ways in jiu-jitsu to get injured without adding to this easily avoided method to the list. Students, be the ones who keeps awareness of your surroundings and does not injure or annoy those around you, and teachers, run a tight ship. Make students aware of the potential danger of collision and build a culture in your dojo that takes pride in being professional and courteous, and I promise you your injury rate will drop and class camaraderie will increase.
So,
yeah.
If you didn't know and you're new to the show,
And rant.
Paul's been kicked in the head more than anybody in our gym by far by other people rolling around him. I think he's been kicked twice by Jamal. And Jamal's feet are huge.
Big foot.
Look, man, I want to like everybody. But you know how maddening it is to take a foot to the head of people that don't give a shit about your well-being?
I was rolling with my daughter, and I got just nailed in the back of my head, and it freaking hurt. My neck just spiked out. I'm like, great. Son of a bitch. It's not really the guy's fault, but I mean,
How?
I was rolling with my daughter next to a wall. Like, I couldn't be more out of the way. I still got hoofed in the back of the head.
What are you Googling?
I'm telling my wife to tell the kids to stop stomping upstairs like elephants. All I hear is doosh, 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 doosh. I'm like, that's got to quit.
Yeah, that's
rolling,
we're almost
right?
done.
Yeah.
Settle down. Settle down.
But yeah, that's part of, like you said, it's easy enough to get injured.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to add it to it because you can't control yourself and you're so enthusiastic about beating some person that you're going to injure other people. That happened in the first jiu-jitsu school I went to. Just before I got there, somebody broke his leg in half. In half. Because somebody was doing a takedown and they didn't care. They were going to finish the takedown, regardless of the fact that they were rolling over there. And yeah, just landed on it wrong. Broke their shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Half.
Like, it's not worth it.
Gruesome.
Stop.
So yeah,
Just stop.
I thought.
Remember,
that was,
this is a hobby for 99% of us.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing competitions, if you're not being paid for some competitions, you're still essentially a hobbyist.
Yep.
So,
you should
settle the
only
hell
be
down.
being competitive is fine, right? So every now and then
Yeah.
I like to ramp it up. I like a good tough roll, but not to the detriment of my teammates and my own health and my teammates' health.
Yeah.
Like, so I think you can ramp up the level of competition. The darker your belt gets, the easier it gets.
I think
because,
so.
yeah, by the time you get to purple brown belt level, like you can go 100% and be aware enough of your surroundings because you've been doing it for so many years. You have years and years under your belt, like you get it. But when you're newer, like don't let that be your mindset.
Yeah. Try not to, at least.
Try to let your mindset be learning and relaxation because once you can do that, then you'll have the longevity because you won't be injured all the time, like this young man said.
Yeah, it's not worth it, guys.
Yeah,
because if you're getting hurt that much, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, when your finger's broken, you can't extend your elbow, your knees are all jacked up. You're like, is this normal? Like,
your effort level's way too high.
Yeah.
Settle down, enjoy it a little bit more. You
Yeah.
will. I
Yeah.
promise you'll have way more fun when you can once you calm down. And yeah, I know when you're new, I did it too. I freaked out, did stupid shit.
Yep.
We all do it. Not saying that. What I'm saying is once you get to that point, and you'll get there quicker if you're more self-aware. It's so much more fun.
Yep.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I get smashed, and it's so much fun because I never end up in the smash position where I'm like, I can't control their weight. It hurts so much, and you will. That's just the thing. Remember, if you think that you're helping yourself by pushing so hard, well, the problem is you're probably going to end up in a poor technique, which lets them get to an even more secure and shitty position for you. Like, I'm just thinking of if you defend terribly, me passing your guard, I'm going to latch this little rib right here underneath your rib, and I'm going to make it super fucking uncomfortable because I have to, because you're trying so hard to not, so I have to put the max amount of control I can into you. It's not effort. Ask Paul Elliott. He showed me how to do it. It's not effort. It's literally, I'm going to have to, because you're freaking out so much. I have to put in my best control on you. My best control's the most uncomfortable, and that's true of everyone. So the less you push into me and freak out, the less I feel I need to control you to not get hurt. I'm not going to fucking put every last bit of my control onto you. And that's true of most people above you. So just guess what, dude? Just stop trying so damn hard. So much more fun.
If you're an expert and you want to go 100%,
yes,
that's fine. I feel safe. Like as a purple belt, I've been easily controlled, manipulated, and had my ass kicked easily. Like they nonchalantly kicked my ass, and this is from I've been doing this for 12 years to the day.
Yeah.
So
the day.
That's where you want to. That's where you want to be. You don't want to be just like, I'm the strongest, fastest, I have the most cardio, and you know what I mean, and I can win with all my attributes. You want to be able to nonchalantly beat the crap out of someone.
It's fun.
It is. It's amazing. So to get to that level, you have to really slow down and learn things very, very well.
Yeah, and guys, I can't tell you how much fun it is when some guy that's working so hard to pass your guard and you just don't care. It's like, oh, go ahead. I'll get this position back in a minute. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Yeah, I rolled with a friend of mine that wanted to get into jiu-jitsu, and I'm being nice, and so I spent a couple hours showing him all this stuff, and he was, he had fight IQ, right? He'd been in fights, and he's done the wrestling stuff. Not a lot of it, but you know what I mean? He wasn't the most ill-prepared person I've ever seen join jiu-jitsu. And we rolled a little bit, and it was one of those things where I nonchalantly beat him, and he's just sweating, he can't breathe, and he's going to puke, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking like I do on this podcast, like I'm working this
nice
hard.
And easy. Yep.
And he looks at me and goes, this can't be any fun for you. I'm like, no, this is the most fun. Like this is, I'm enjoying teaching you, and I'm giving you an example of what you can do if you just give this enough time.
Yeah.
And so you're spending all this effort that is very, very obviously unneeded if you use the right technique.
Yep.
That's to me the fun in jiu-jitsu.
It is fun.
It's more of a mind game than a physical game.
It really is.
So yeah, just if you think of that, I think you'll get better faster.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Anything else?
12 years to the day.
To the day.
That's become a fun comment for people to leave, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
that
it's
someone
awesome.
didn't understand.
Somebody didn't catch it. Somebody's like, dude, this isn't 12 years ago. We're like,
this death match was like 2 years ago.
yeah, like 2 years ago. Like, no, bro.
That's fine.
Nah, you didn't get it.
Listen to the show. Just more.
Yeah. It was funny though.
Yeah, it was pretty
It made
good.
me laugh.
Yeah, sorry, I liked it.
Yeah.
Social media.
Do
Wrap
it.
up.
Go.
Oh, I gotta do it.
Yeah, you're the
I'm
guy.
not even on a fucking camera.
Yeah.
Just rattle it off.
All right,
we'll see
I'll
you
do
and
it.
smile.
Instagram, at the Grappling Dads. Twitter's the same. TikTok, evidently, we have that. Paul doesn't do shit with it anymore, but it was pretty impressive for a minute.
It's got good stuff.
It does. The
go
old
back a
stuff,
little
good
bit,
stuff. Millions have hit on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still get comments on that one.
Nice. Well played. But definitely check us out. Give us a follow on Facebook. YouTube, please go subscribe. We're going to have more going on there, I promise, because Austin's better at this than Paul and I are. So, patrons, we do appreciate everything from you guys. If you ever want to help support the show and move us forward, get better stuff, and just maybe have more shows someday, go to the Grappling Dads website. Down at the bottom on the right-hand side, you will see Become a Patreon. And click right there, and it walks you right through, and we will appreciate it. And, yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. Thanks.
All right,
Don't
guys.
quit.
Don't do it. Bye.